welcome to case time. Come on in. Hello. Today we'll be talking about the case Schenck v. U.S. Schenck was convicted of violating the Espionage Act of 1917 and obstructing recruitment during wartime. For more on the subject, over in the field, Justice Clarence Thomas. So, Clarence, what's the backdrop of the case?
Well, Brian, during World War I, Charles T. Schenck was mailing circulars to potential draftees, urging them not to join the draft, telling them not to submit to government intimidation. Schenck was tried and found guilty in Pennsylvania State Court of violating the Espionage Act of 1917 and obstructing with the recruitment process during wartime. Schenck then appealed this decision all the way up to the Supreme Court.
Okay, thank you very much. So, what was the Supreme Court's decision on the case?
Well, the Supreme Court voted in a unanimous 9-0 decision against Schenck, ruling that his actions were not protected under the Freedom of Speech Clause of the First Amendment.
Could you go into more detail about the specifics of the case?
Well, Holmes, an Associate Justice writing the majority opinion, wrote that circumstances determine everything. Just as you can't yell fire in a crowded movie theater, you can't tell potential draftees not to join the draft during wartime. Utterances tolerable during peacetime can be punished during wartime, are the words straight out of Justice Holmes' mouth.
What do you find important about this case, Clarence?
Well, this case sets yet again another precedent when it comes to freedom of speech. When Holmes talks about the circumstances determining everything, he sets a precedent that almost all freedom of speech cases are different and therefore will need to be decided differently.
Clarence, what are your thoughts on the case?
No, Brian, what are your thoughts on the case?
Well, I agree with the Supreme Court's decision. I believe that individuals should not be allowed to intimidate draftees during wartime, and...
Are you glad that they upheld the Espionage Act?
Very much so.
Being with us
Thank you.
today.
Schenck v. U.S. decided in 1919 was a monumental case dealing with the extent of free speech. Here, I'll show you out.